What's up, everybody? GeauxBurns dashing through the snow in a one-horse open soapbox for yet another rant. I was trying to make it all Christmassy, okay? Anyways, I hope you guys are having a very happy holiday season, no matter what you happen to believe or celebrate, as long as it's with your friends, family, loved ones, and you're having a very good time. That's what matters. Today, we are ranting about inflation in Grand Theft Auto Online, and yes, it definitely does tie into shark cards and my previous shark card rants. For the record, I'll repeat myself, I am not against shark cards. I believe that, once upon a time, it was a lot more even Steven, though, when it came to, the ability to either grind missions in the game in order to, earn enough money in order to purchase new content, as opposed to the way it is now. But in order to really give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about, first off, we need to talk about the monetary translation between real-life cash and the shark cards and how much they net you in Grand Theft Auto Online, just in case you didn't know. For example, the red shark card is $100,000 of Grand Theft Auto currency, which costs in real life $3. The tiger shark card is $200,000 Grand Theft Auto currency. In real life, it is $5 US. The bull shark is $500,000 in Grand Theft Auto money, which translates into $10 US. And of course, the great white shark is $1.25 million in Grand Theft Auto Online monies. In real life, it's $20 US. Then, of course, you have the whale shark card, $3.5 million in the game. For real, it costs $50 for the whale shark card. And this isn't even the biggest one. Yep, there's also the Megalodon shark card. $8 million in Grand Theft Auto currency will net you $100 out of your pocket in order to purchase this card. Now, once upon a time, $8 million would have bought you a ton of new content. And what's interesting, there is an exclusive offer for certain players in Grand Theft Auto Online. Not everybody, but I'm guessing it's for those of us that actually buy shark cards. So if you want to buy a shark card and this happens to pop up on your screen, you may want to take advantage of it because things are getting a little bit more expensive with each passing update. Now, I'm probably going to have to buy one of these cards because I need, in-game currency in order to show off new content. That's just the way it goes when you're a content creator. It's either that or, go down the dark path and get modded accounts, but I don't want to do that. That's not me. All right, so anyways, once upon a time, in 2013, it was a lot easier to grind missions and the various other jobs at the time, like races, death matches, in order to get enough money to buy the more expensive items in the game at the time, which were in the six-figure range. I think the Adder was the most expensive car at the time at $1 million. But of course, then you had to get like the high-end apartments. That was a few $100,000 as well. Now, what I'm going to do here is a little comparison between two DLCs, one in 2014 and one in 2015, and to give you an idea of how much more expensive things are in the game, i.e. inflation. First off, the High Life update, which came out in 2014. It had a lot of good content, including the ability to purchase a second property and have up to 20 cars. I mean, that was something that we were very, very excited about when it happened in 2014. Now, two of my favorite vehicles in the game happen to come with this update, which includes the Zantorno supercar. It's still priced the same as it was when it came out with High Life at $725,000. The Masacro sports car, one of the best sports cars in the game, $275,000. The Huntley S SUV, $195,000. The Dinka Thrust motorcycle, $75,000. And then, of course, if you add those along with, say, the bullpup rifle, the clothing, roughly about $1.3 million total in order to purchase that update. If you wanted to buy all the content that came with High Life, you would at the most probably have to drop maybe, $20 US for the Great White Shark card in order to get $1.25 million. And then for anything else, you could just grind some missions like Trash Talk or Rooftop Rumble. That was quite popular back in the day. You could easily earn several $100,000 on top of the Great White Shark card in order to buy everything that came with the High Life update. Now, fast forwarded a year later to 2015 with Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1. This saw a shift in the prices of vehicles. And this was the post-heist era. Heist came out several months earlier in March 2015, and some of the vehicles were kind of expensive in the Heist update as well. But I think when Rockstar introduced Heist, a new way to make money in the game, actually a lot of money, as long as you had like 3 other players that actually knew what the fuck they were doing, as well as a decent internet connection, yeah, you can make some serious cash. And you could also get the Criminal Mastermind Challenge, which would net you and your friends $10 million in Grand Theft Auto currency, which is over $100 US. So anyways, following the Heist update, Rockstar decided, for whatever rhyme or reason, maybe because of heists or popularity of the game, or maybe Take-Two said, hey, raise the prices because that will mean more shark cards. I don't know what the truth is on that one. I guess that's up to all of us to decide on our own. But whatever the case may be, the prices for vehicles started going up dramatically. And we'll start with, of course, Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1 in 2015. The Osiris supercar was $1.95 million. The Enzus Windsor was $845,000. The Sterling GT, $975,000. The Virgo, $195,000. And those weren't the most expensive vehicles that came with that update. The Swift Deluxe helicopter, $5 million. And the Luxor Deluxe, $10 million. Which means that Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1 might have costed you a grand total of maybe 19 or 20 plus million dollars to buy all those items. And that is several shark cards. That is basically, let's just say you'd have to buy 2 Megalodon shark cards, which would be $200. And that would net you $16 million in game. And then, of course, for shits and grins, drop another $50 for a whale shark card, which is $3.5 million. So you'd spend basically $250 US in order to purchase all the content in Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1, which is way more money than you would have had to spend in High Life back in 2014. Now, I'm not going to go over all the other DLCs because there's a lot more expensive content that's come out since Ill-Gotten Gains Part 1. I'll discuss some of the highlights where a lot of money has been spent. Benny's with the lowriders and some of the customized vehicles now, most recently with the Comet Retro Custom as well as the Neo Custom, and several other vehicles too. The yachts, the office, the warehouses, the motorcycle clubhouse, as well as the businesses, the penthouse apartments, the most recently with import-export, the office garage, as well as the vehicle warehouses. A lot of these costed money in order to purchase these said items. Now, Benny's, you just had to go into Benny's. But in order to upgrade your vehicles for the custom version, a lot of times you would have to drop anywhere in the $100,000 to $900,000 range in order to get the custom version of that particular vehicle. So you were spending easily 6 figures in Benny's just to open the door for the custom options. So that alone is a lot of money. But then, the yachts, depending on what yacht you get, was between $6 to $8 million at least. And the offices aren't cheap either, along with the warehouses. Even though the warehouses and the businesses are other ways for you to make money in the game, you still have to put up the money at first in order to be able to do the warehouses, whether it comes to the cargo or the businesses, or most recently the vehicle warehouses for import-export. Not to mention the penthouses, which has some customization to them. Still expensive though, along with the office garages, which allows you to have a grand total of up to 60 additional vehicles, but that's pricey as well. So all those items I just mentioned, those additions to the game, are fantastic, but they did cost a lot of money, especially for gamers that wanted a yacht or an office or warehouse or the motorcycle club, a new penthouse apartment or office garage space, etc. And then, of course, you toss in all the supercars, sports classics, the Pegasus vehicles, along with the special vehicles. That's even more money that, you have to translate, to Grand Theft Auto, millions and billions of dollars, and, of course, real-life money as well. And what's interesting about what I just mentioned, the Pegasus vehicles, the special vehicles, along with the yachts, the some of the other properties as well, most of which cannot be sold. Some you might actually be able to trade. Like, you could trade a high-end apartment for like a 2-car garage for like $25,000 and get a few dollars back if you wanted to. But most of the stuff I mentioned, yeah, you won't get your money back. You cannot sell your yacht. You cannot sell, the clubhouse, for example. You're kind of stuck with them for better or worse. And so this has made it a lot more difficult for the gaming community to be able to afford to grind missions or heists or the VIP work, for example, or do the import-export, the businesses, the cargo for the warehouses, in order to make enough money to afford all this content that's been coming out over the past several years. It's just become a lot more difficult. The deck has been stacked against the average gamer that doesn't have the money to go out and purchase shark cards on a whim. And at one time, Rockstar came out and they said that they weren't going to make it to where you would be forced to buy a shark card, that where if you wanted to, you could simply grind missions in order to earn the money, in order to buy the new supercar, or the new apartment, whatever. That's not necessarily the case in 2016, as with the most expensive update to yet, import-export, which, I had at the time, as you guys remember, I had over $18 million in my Maze bank account when I started that video. And near the end of the video, I was down to like $2 million, and I didn't even buy everything. So that is, the most expensive update thus far is import-export. And like I said, that was at least $200, maybe more, maybe twice. Maybe if you bought everything in the import-export, that could easily be like $300 or $400 translated into real life money. That's ridiculous, especially for a game that only costed $60 in 2013, and technically, Grand Theft Auto Online was just a free addition to that update. And yeah, the DLCs are free, and that's one of the reasons why I still kind of sort of justify the existence of shark cards. But I do see the inflation. I do see how much more expensive things are than they used to be. And I also accept the fact that it takes time and resources in order for the development team at Rockstar North to make all this content. So obviously there is a monetary issue there, and they want to get their money back for the content that they're working hard on in order to put it out there in order to improve Grand Theft Auto Online. But at the same time, I do feel like that the shark cards at their current prices don't exactly get you what they used to. $8 million in 2016 does not buy you what it did back in 2014. So a few solutions I have is, obviously, first off, when it comes to the average gamer that cannot afford shark cards, they need to be able to earn more money in the game. And I'm not talking about simply making a double mission money week or a double heist money week. Those are good. Those are fantastic when Rockstar actually does that every now and then. Mostly they're just focusing their double money on adversary modes. But they need to do more. And I would say one of the solutions I would recommend is raise the money for everything when it comes to earning. Raise the payouts for missions, heists, the warehouse jobs, VIP work, businesses, import-export, races, everything. Raise that money. So it's easier for the average gamer to be able to afford all the new content that's been coming out recently. Or, this is the least likely scenario, lower the prices for everything. And I don't think that's going to happen. So if you're not going to lower the prices, then the next best thing to do is to raise the amount of money that we make by doing missions, heists, etc. Now, the other thing I would recommend they do is raise the amount you actually get for shark cards. So instead of $8 million for Megalodon, why don't you up it to, for example, $12 million? Or, like, for example, instead of like $3.5 million for a whale shark, up it to $5 million. Or instead of $1.25 million for a great white shark, up that bitch up to $3 million. That's another thing I think would be a great solution to combat the inflation issue in Grand Theft Auto Online. And like I said, I do like the fact that Rockstar has occasional discounts on vehicles and property, as well as the opportunity to earn double money and shark card bonuses, which is exclusive for some people in Grand Theft Auto Online right now through, I think, the 27th. So if it doesn't appear on your screen, unfortunately, that means that you're not one of the ones that's been anointed or selected by Rockstar for whatever rhyme or reason. It could simply be people that are regular shark card customers. And unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to purchase one, but that's just the price I pay as being a content creator. But, we need some real solutions to combat the inflation that's been happening in Grand Theft Auto Online for quite some time now, post the heist update. And if you have any thoughts or opinions or suggestions, solutions regarding the inflation issue going on in Grand Theft Auto Online, feel free and let me know below in the comment section. And if you have a rant suggestion for a future episode, you can do that as well below in the comment section or via Twitter, Facebook, email, GeauxBurns@gmail.com.